Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Real estate is a surefire investment. Now, I know I've talked about this before, but this is one of those things I need to stay on top of, right? Because every now and then I get a person that hit me up about what to invest in and stuff. And you know what? In general, if you're investing in like oil, energy, stuff like that, companies like that, you can't go wrong, right? But real estate is a surefire investment because I'm going to tell you what, let's think about something. Everybody needs some place to lay their head. And if you own that place, or at least in a process of trying to own that place, because when you talk about owning real estate, it can get into some complications. Because, let's just be real. The reality is very, very, very few people truly own the land that they're on. Truly own it. Even to the point if they paid off a house on it, they still got to pay taxes. And, and that you had to do some deep digging in order to not have to pay taxes on that land. But that's something I had to research a bit more. Someone had mentioned something years ago, but excuse that tangent, right? But still, it's a great investment because every single person needs a place to sleep. And if you own it, you can make money. And that's the way a lot of people will start to make money. Like, say you working on a 9-to-5 job, right? You can still get some rental property or a 4-unit building. I've known plenty of people who've done that. Indeed, my grandmother, when she had worked in the government, she was working a 9-to-5 job. And, she wasn't a high grade. She wasn't a high grade at all. She was more of a clerk, but then she owned multiple properties. Because it doesn't take much to buy property. It really doesn't. If you in a home and then you save up money and get another home or something, you can make money. In fact, there's so many ways you can make money off of just the home you're living in. There are people who, they might use their home I've known people use their home like as yoga studios, have some type of business out of the home, which saves money because then, you're still paying the mortgage and, you can actually write off some expenses in the home. There's people who've been able to feed themselves because they grew stuff on their property. There's so much you can do with it because land is everything. If you look at wars throughout history, one of the biggest reasons has been land, property, real estate. Indeed, I remember I was at a real estate seminar and the presenter was saying how most people who become rich do so through real estate. That's a major thing. And even if you just own the land, just the land. Because think about what you can do with it. Like, say, if you did something as simple as own just a plot of land somewhere. And it might not be anything there. You just own that plot of land, but they still building up that area. You can make a quick buck. Somebody wants to build something there. You can make a quick buck with that. Indeed, I've known some people that have gotten the land and actually built homes on it. They've actually built homes, but then that's you. If you nominally own that land, I say nominally because I am about the banks and stuff, but you still got control over it. Indeed, it's a major thing in terms of building wealth. It's home ownership, right? There's so much you can do with it. And if I follow, learning the path from my grandmother, several properties. Indeed, when she owned a home that I had actually lived in with my immediate family, it also had a commercial value too because in the basement was a tax office. She had rented it out to a tax office, so that's bringing in money for her. And the whole time, she never paid any taxes. As long as I remember, she never paid a penny in taxes. because she knew how to work those properties, you know, even to the point of taking a loss on a couple of the properties. Like somebody would say, well, why don't you charge more rent? Well, she could write it off. She didn't have to pay anything. But that was her. That was her. So she was magic with money. But it's a surefire investment. I don't care where it is. I don't care if it's dilapidated or something. Somebody gonna want it at some point. You know. And then that creates and like I said, there's so much you can do with the land. You know, you can grow food on it. You can have events on it. Because I remember there was a house, and I wasn't even owning a house at the time, but I used to have events at the house. So it's like it can help you make money, everything. But it's an investment. People have to have it. You know, people got to have some place to lay their head. And if you have control over that place, boom. Now, I know there's a lot going on with rent and everything now, and, it can be tough with some landlords, but that's just one way. You know, that's just one way of making it. There's many people who invest in like real estate stocks, real estate funds and stuff. So it's a surefire investment because it's like one of those things people always got to have. That's the key thing. People got to have a place to lay their heads, you know. And one thing I would get into, I'll probably get into maybe in a few years, is commercial real estate. You know, I envision owning maybe like a strip mall, like a small little strip mall or something. Maybe several. We'll see how it goes, you know, and doing some stuff with that. But because think about it. If you have a space like that, like okay, let me give an example. Say you have a space, like you own a space where you can have events at or something. You can stay in some money. So it's a great investment. Just rent it out, keep it clean, rent it out, boom. You know? So that's always something to look at. And what a lot of people will do, even if they into other stuff, where they put their extra money? Real estate. Because people always need it. All right? So that's something for y'all to think about. Let's go make that money.